Hey everybody, it's Donnie here at the Morrow Group. Hope you're doing well. Coming to you from Casa de Morrow. Let's see exactly what we can get going today as far as being on a team. So I wanted to make this video and it came to me because I was excited last week. I had a coaching call with one of my coaching clients, and one of her agents walked into the office and she introduced him, and I think he's selling 35 houses a year. Really great agent. And it struck me, and I said to him, hey, do you know what it makes you to sell 35 houses a year? And he's like, no, I don't understand what you mean. And I said, it makes you the top 3% of agents in the country. Only 3% of the agents in the country ever sell more than 25 houses a year. I'm confident when I say that every agent on my team can be in the top 3% of the country if they'll just do the work. And we have a whole bunch of people who are, and we've produced a whole bunch of people who are. I can also tell you that there are agents that were struggling, and this is two that I'm thinking about I got in mind that just happened this year. They were struggling. They came on my team, did very well for a couple years, decided to go do their own thing or join a different team, whatever the case might be. It's all good. And both of them are on another team now, and their production is way down this year. One of them, their production is down 50%. One of them, their production is down about 30 or 40%. So I know the value that a great team brings to you, and I want to talk about why that is and why a team might be able to bring you value and help you produce at a higher level. I think most people don't realize what all a great team offers. I realize there's some teams that don't offer all this, that don't bring as much value, but I pride myself in bringing a lot of value to my agents and helping them be highly successful. These aren't necessarily in any order, but I'm just going to do a countdown list here. So I've got number 5 on the list is culture. The team culture of being around other successful agents and seeing other agents succeed is unmatched in anything else. Most real estate offices have a lot of realtors that aren't selling a whole lot of houses, and it's probably hard for those agents to be excited every day coming to work, and you start hearing phrases that aren't positive, right? I'm not going to say any of them, but it's just sometimes there can be some negativity because we know that 90% or 10% of the agents do 90% of the business. Guess what that means? The other 90% are frustrated. Okay, so the team culture of being around other successful people, being positive day in, day out, being in a culture where you're being encouraged and you're not on an island, where you're being told that you've got the best training around, makes a huge difference in your production. Next is training. I know there's a whole bunch of brokerages out there that claim they're going to train you. The truth is, it's generally mediocre from what I've seen, been my personal experience. That's all I'm going to talk about is my personal experience. What I see from most training is go into a classroom. Oh, we're going to train you. Oh, you didn't show up at this time because it wasn't available for you. Too bad you missed that class. Oh, you did make the class. Well, is the person teaching it really a high quality instructor, or are they the person in the office that just had time to volunteer and teach a class? Number one. And number two, when you walk out of that classroom after sitting there for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, how much are you going to retain? The average number is about 15% because you're a human. And what usually happens is people walk out of that classroom, they forget 85% of what they learned. They go back next week and they do it again, and they haven't implemented anything from the week before, to 15% that they retain. So that's why on our team we have a national real estate coach, myself, that helps train, as well as other very experienced agents that are training, and some other people I'll talk about in a minute. It makes it this really unique environment where you're getting some training and learning from people all the time who are selling 15, 20, 30, 40 houses a year, or someone like myself that's listed 109 houses in a year. So you're getting training from people who are in the market right now, doing it every day with the same leads that you're getting. And that's pretty awesome. And it's direct training. We do a lot of one-on-one training. The training opportunities are just unparalleled on my team. That's not even counting the 50 hours that you have every week at EXP. That right there is unparalleled. But you take the EXP, does more training than any other brokerage, and then you add my team training onto it, the one-on-one personal aspect. There's no surprise that we have so many agents who are successful, and a great team should do that for you. Number 3, I know a lot of you think this should be the first, top, most important one. I don't know that I put these in any necessary order, but leads. Yes, most real estate agents absolutely stink at lead generation. They don't know how to get leads, or they are scared to pick up the phone and get leads, or they're scared to pick up the phone and follow up with their leads. Whatever the case might be, a great team should provide you some leads. It doesn't mean you shouldn't be getting leads on your own. It doesn't mean that you should only rely on the team leader. You should be bringing in some business to the team as well. It's a team concept. You should be contributing to the team as well as them contributing to you. But certainly one of the huge things with team is leads, and the value of the leads, the quality of the leads, I should say, matters as well. Be aware of these teams that do nothing but Google pay-per-click or Facebook, because you can buy those really cheap. I could feed my team a whole bunch of Facebook leads every week, every month, whatever, for about $1 each, but I oftentimes choose to pay a couple $100 per lead because it's a shorter cash conversion cycle and because it's a better quality lead that makes my agents able to make more money while still maintaining a decent quality of life instead of having to call a Facebook lead for 12 months. Doesn't mean we don't do some of those things. We have some stuff in place to make that easier on the agents as well. Number 2, access. So a lot of these brokerages, depending on how many people they have in the brokerage, your only real point of access or help is either the broker, or maybe you get lucky and there's another agent in the office that would help me. That was my situation when I started. My broker was pretty accessible. He was good. But the truth is there were a couple other agents in the office that had been around 6 or 12 months that were reasonably successful that helped me a lot. And I was very fortunate and thankful that I had those people that I could call them so I didn't have to blow my broker up 15 times a day when I wrote my first offer. So what we do here at the Morrow Group is so different. What you should do with most teams, instead of having a broker that is trying to run a whole brokerage and keep up with hundreds of agents or whatever the case might be, first of all, you've got a national real estate coach right here that mostly spends his time with 30 or 35 people helping them, so I'm very accessible. However, you oftentimes don't ever get to me. We have amazing staff. We've got people on our staff that have been with us for 5 years, that have done thousands of contracts, and they can help you write a contract better than just about anybody. I don't teach my own .loop class because I have people on my team that are better than me at using .loop, and those people are available to help you. Then we have a trainer that is available to help you as well. Then we also have a squad leader, a mentor that is paid to help you and be available. And then of course you have myself that is available to help you also. So there's no place else you can go where you will have the amount of accessibility to be able to get help when you need it, but that doesn't mean other brokers aren't accessible or whatever the case might be. It's just generally you're not going to have 5 or 6 people that are happy to help you. And most teams will offer something like that. Most teams will offer at least one other layer above the broker to where you have a team leader or somebody available to you that you don't always have to just go straight to the broker. So the access is huge, especially when you're new, to being able to have that kind of help. There's been plenty of times on a Friday night where I'm watching a movie with my wife and we pause the movie so that I can help an agent write their first offer for 30 minutes at 8 o'clock on a Friday night. I've done it over and over again, helping my agents. Most team leaders are willing to do things like that. Last, and this is the last one the agents want to hear, the last one that the agents will talk about, I think it's probably the most important, accountability. Having somebody that on those days when you don't want to get out of bed, maybe a deal fell through yesterday that you worked really hard on, whatever the case might be, there's somebody in your ear going, hey, you got to get up and make calls today. We provided you leads. We expect you to follow up with those leads today. This is huge. The most important part of your conversion is talking to people about real estate, making contacts. Guess what we find most agents struggle with the most? Making contacts. It's how the universe separates the 90% from the 10%, in my opinion, because you have to do the hard part of the job. You have to do the work, not just go open a door to actually sell a lot of houses. And there's a lot of agents who aren't willing to do that. The accountability of a team leader and being on a team where you have to get up and produce day after day after day is huge to your production level, and it makes a huge difference. So there you go. I don't know if that agent that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, if he would be in the top 3% without a team. He might. From my experience, there's really only been one agent that I've ever had on my team that left that went on to be in the top 3% of agents around the country after they left my team. Plenty of them were in it. I would say the ones that followed the system, 100%. If they followed the system, 100% of the agents can be in the top 3% on my team in the country. And we have a large number who are there, and I can only think of one off the top of my head that left the team that is in the top 3% of the agents after leaving the team now. So, and that's not because we didn't train them, it's just because they don't have the accountability and the tools that we provide. So I don't know that every team provides that, but obviously the agent that I'm coaching, she's providing that for her team and helping that agent. Obviously I'm providing it for my team members, and if you choose to go on a team, regardless of which one it is, hopefully they provide things like that for you so that you can be in the top 3% as well, because you probably should be really close to it if you're on a team at least. So there you go. Hope that helps some of you out. I love running a team, and I hope you find what is the best fit for you, whether it's solo or a team or not. In my opinion, the vast majority of agents should be on the team. They may not have admitted it to themselves yet, or they may not just want to work that hard, or whatever the case might be, have different goals. I understand all that. But if you have big goals and you want to produce at a high level, the vast majority of agents should be on a team. So hope that helps some of you out if you're trying to make a decision on whether or not you should join a team.